So the next big one would be the hierarchical grid. It means there's more than one grid type system in place. You see that with a lot of design to break up the monotony. And certainly there are certain web pages that follow a strict grid system. The Guardian, for example, very strictly gridded, like 10 by 10 style grid, not using columns or anything, sticking everything in that fashion. You know, so they give padding and borders around that. But then you have other pages like Pinterest, for example, use multiple different kind of layout rules on the page. If you want to examine a web page and check out its layout, just right click anywhere on a web page, any web page, or right down to inspect. Right click, look for inspect, and that lets you look at the developer view. You can see all the code, the script, how it's put together. What I found particularly helpful is being able to examine the elements on the page, being able to see what they are. This little switch like up here, you can see like elements. And this is in Chrome, but it's pretty common for most browsers, same in Edge. So with this on, I can hover over and I can see we have some rows layout here, columns and rows. We got 5 elements, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Below that, we have an area of rows. We just this text box, author type, a little image, maybe 3 rows there. Before switching to a column layout for the actual images. So 3 columns in this view, but as the page gets bigger, it switches to 4. Inspect. Again, just turn on element view. So we've got a dock at the top. I've got these areas below. Now if I go down, we're going to have 2 columns, but it's still a column layout from here on out. We've got a series of rows separated there. So let's jump back into Figma. We're going to do a shrunken version. Do 2 columns. We're going to basically do a combination of different grids in one. Back in Figma, I'm going to make a new frame. And this time I'll use a standard phone size. Use any one you want. If you have an iPhone, I recommend prototyping 4 iPhones so you can test on your own phone. I've got an Android compact or medium, depending on the dimensions. I know I have the Samsung S20 and that will match, I think, the Android compact dimension-wise, so I'm going to choose that. Phone. row here. A row. This dot could be its own thing. Yeah, okay, we'll take in this truncated because on mobile we probably wouldn't get the search bar at the top. It'd just be hidden in Explore. Yeah, 4 objects split here in one row. One. Then we have another bank here of 3, say 3 rows. 1, 2, 3. Split it that way. For 4 rows I'm going to need before we start our columns. Rows up here, columns down below. So 2 different grid systems I'm going to put together. First, I'm going to create the rows. So in this Android Compact, go back to my properties, add a layout guide, and change to rows. And I want 4. For its type, I'm going to change it from stretch because I just want them to appear at the top of the page, just the first top rows. I'm going to change that to top. And the height is obviously too small. Let's increase that, say 20 or 30. Yeah, say 30. We'll change the gutter size to 10. I'll go higher with those. Yeah, let's go higher. 60. 50. 50, yeah.
Aquí me da una chica aquí.
Something I'm not using today, but I will be using going forward, because you pointed out, I'm using hard round numbers like 50 and 10, but generally in design we use the 8-point grid, the rule of 8. So 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, these are all numbers that can easily divide into everything. Better than using 10s, but just for its simplicity, I am using the 10-point grid today. But in future, I will be switching to 8-point. This means instead of writing a 50, you'd say 48. Instead of a gutter 10, you'd say 12 or 8. Just to keep things divisible. And it's just a standard that's been in design for so long that standard widths will be divisible by 8 or 4, but maybe not divide that. You can't divide that by 10 without getting a round number. But what's 412 divided by 8? I asked you. 51.5. But divide by 4 on 3. So divisible on the 4 recursive. Same with the height. Anyway, And we keep it at 50 and 10 to make it easier to divide our numbers as we go. Okay, next I want to create a nested frame. So I want another layout grid. So I'm going to have it separate to it. I'm just going to draw another frame, any size, use for our columns. Again, I'll add a layer. I'll change it to columns. I would want 2. Put it over 10. Also, just to separate them even more, I'm going to change the color of this grid to blue. And because I don't want to put material right on the edge of the screen, we generally have a border, a buffer area. You can see the padding here, the padding on the inside here, on the outside. So we want some kind of margin for the edge of the screen. To keep it simple, let's just add margin of 20. Yeah, 20. And this time we are using stretch because we're going to fit it inside of our layout. Next, we're just going to nest this inside. Really just move it so it's inside here. Drag it inside. Nest it inside like an egg in a nest. Nope. Just line it up to your grid. Right down here. And back to our reference. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 main objects and a little object on the end there for blue. We could do 4 columns for this inside here. Just grade it opacity down. Okay. I'm going to create another nested frame, but I'm just going to draw directly inside the main frame. Grab my frame tool. I'm going to literally just draw a nested frame to match one of these columns here, or rows. Next frame. this frame is going to need its own layout guide. Plus, I'll make it rows. I will increase, well, not rows, columns. I'll increase the opacity so we can see it. Change the color as well. Say 4. A margin of we could lower the gutter to 10, like that, just to see how it looks.
On top, do you put a new frame
Yes,
or a square?
yes. So I'll move it out so you can see it. It's just this frame here. We have to, yeah, there's a new frame, frame 6. Can we rename that? Oh,
¿Cómo me regresó ese morreo?
Control Z.
Pregunto. Porque cuando
let's put this back. So there's what the frame actually looks like. It's just sitting at the top here, nested inside. Okay, so we space for logo, explore, log in, and sign up. A little arrow chevron. So we'll just wireframe these details as fast as we can. In fact, I'll make a duplicate so we can keep the original grids in place. I'm just going to add a rectangle. I'll add a bit of text just to say what it is. It's a logo. Oh, can't see my logo. So the text is here, it's just off. And also it's behind things. We can bring things to the front just by right clicking. Brings to front. All that does is take your layer you had over here and move it to the top of the stack. And this one. Oh, this rectangle is also not in. So this rectangle, in fact, I'll hold it out.
¿Cómo le escribió? El texto.
So yeah, and at this point I could probably turn off the rows. Just need to focus on this.
no.
Lower the opacity on that as well. So I can clearly see my rectangles as I'm moving them. Copy with Alt or Option. And the reason I'm drawing these rectangles is that if I just put the text on its own, I can't center the vertical center of the shape. And I have the shape here. I get this nice line. It lets me know I'm right in center. Because, yeah, the reason I'm drawing these squares, these blocks.
Ay, no es nuestro. Dependiendo de la...
Okay, working our way down the page. Yeah, then we have our main heading in here. So I think we're all three buffer. Where we had screen technology as our title, which is just the search results. Two icons as well. All in scan here. So I need to bring back my rows from the main frame. So I select the main frame, Android Compact. Unhide my 4 rows. Let's draw a text box. Say 24. That's good. Bring my line height down. And maybe make that a bold. Move it so it lines up.
Typografía 25.
finish my use. I'm gonna get one. Yeah, I'll line up in the bottom. Okay, more text, much smaller. And then we have an image. That's my axe. Down. Much smaller, let's say 12. Let's not full, let's say.
I will be.
That's some
And then we're gonna need an image placeholder to go here, so we'll just add, I think I'm gonna add a square and make it look like a circle. Draw, and here to calculate even better, we could put another layer of grid to split this up even more. You don't always have to do that. You have a pretty good handle on how it's gonna look. You can just use rules like this text is aligned to the top of our grid line, and this stuff is aligned to the bottom. You know, figure it out.
el tamaño de
¿Cómo son las letras negras?
I'm just about to align to the center of my image placeholder. And then I want to add some padding, let's say 10 pixels or 20. 10 pixels of space in between these two. So I need a 10 pixel gap right here. Figma will make that easy for me. I can just select, select the image placeholder here. Select my object and look for gap. Right here. The distance between those two is 0. If I want to increase it, just roll it up here. If I want 10, 10 looks good. I just input that gap right there. So I have both these objects selected at the same time. I have a gap of 10 pixels. You can see that gap command in there. Roll it up or down. We did this in a previous class.
There's side is in the square.
Yep. Oh, I don't know actually. I should probably pick a nice round number. 28 by 28. I'm starting to think it's looking a little bit too close together. I'm going to bring these objects down to the next row. They look a little bit too tight. Next we have our image areas, the actual images, the two columns.
Page 14, page 26.
See it again with the different shapes and sizes. I'm just going to pretend they're both the exact same size. What we have is the image and then 2 lines, 2 rows, column, row, row. So for the image display stuff, I need 2 rows along the bottom. I'm going to use the technique we already used before, where we drew these rows that stuck at the top, only in the nested frame, which I'm going to read out. Image columns. Or just columns here. On this one, I'm going to add another layout grid on the columns. There we go. Change it to rows. I need 2 of them. I need them to be on the bottom. I'm going to go for a height of 25. I got her at 5. I've just upped it to 3 because I realized we're going to need to preserve the gap between our image and our title. 3 for a reason that's going to make sense. Alright, now we can add our prototype, our wireframe pieces. We're going to get another rectangle. Drop it right in here. This will be the image part. No. IMG. So rectangle, like before. We can add a little bit of border radius as well. We need 2 more rectangles. Rectangle here. And another one right below it. I'll add strokes for these so we can see them clearly. We just have the name, which I assume is the owner of this piece, and then a description tag. So we'll just add that text there to the top. Title. A little bit smaller. A little bit smaller. A little less small. So, I'm just going to use some padding. I could add yet another grid and another margin, but we can also just figure it out by using the arrow keys. Tap 10 times to the right, it will move 10 pixels. Or if you shift and right arrow, 10 pixels. Shift and right arrow, move another 10 pixels. We can give ourselves some padding and space in that. That's all the same stuff on the other side. Let's copy these three. Hold Alt, drag this over.
He has to get his phone.
Can you move the Zoom, please?
Sure, what? Let's say
Esto de imagen de donde dice México.
Sí.
No, pero se ve como verificar el papel.
La letra.
El negro, el remarcado.
And now look at that, I don't like that we left a 20 pixel gutter with a 10 pixel gutter there. I don't like that at all. Gutter should be 10. Okay. So I hope you see the value of grids. They definitely make layouts and designs look more professional, and more professional means more trustworthy. People are going to trust your products more if they are neat, incredibly neat. And if there is a consistency, there are rules, there are a number of things to put them together.